Okay, let's hope we have the audio issues all worked out. I think we do. Let me make sure that this is actually working. It is working. Perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome to DeWitt 3D on this interesting Sunday evening. Man, I had audio issues tonight, and it was just a brain fart on my behalf. So I think we all have them once in a while. So I had inadvertently muted my Rode, and I didn't know I could mute my Rode, like on the road. So I on the road again. Sorry. So I had inadvertently muted my Rode. So let's see who's here. We have Jose Ferreira. Hello, sir. Hello. I appreciate you always popping in, even though I know it's really late for you. Guy the Jedi is here. David Wilson is here. David, I'm going to be talking about you tonight. Stream Elements is here. Hey, Stream Elements. Good to see you. You behave tonight, will you? And Snapshot FPV is here. MG20TX is here. And the Poor Boy channel is here. Hello, hello. Well, I see there are 8. According to YouTube, there's 12 people watching. And it's according to StreamYard, there's 8 people watching. So we have, oh, there we are. We have 12. We're up to 12 now. Shot L3D is here. All good, guys. So what we're going to do tonight, it's hot in here tonight. We hit 33 degrees in my neighborhood today, which is really stinking hot. For you guys on the non-metric scale, that's about 94, something like that. So I'm feeling the heat a bit in my basement right now. So it's all good. Richard McLean from Las Vegas is here. Hello, hello, Richard McLean. So let me put my little torture gun away here. I've been doing a little bit of work on the side here, getting this thing done. We got a couple new I'm going to say toys, but new things in here that we're going to be using on the RatRig. This camera I have not positioned yet. I was out a lot today, and I came home and kind of rushed to get this all going and set up. So, hey, we're doing what we got to do. Hey, Rex Waldy, hello. Stephen Poole, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So last week we got the belts run. I'm still pulling little slivers. Well, I'm still feeling little slivers in my hands from these belts. They must be fiberglass slivers or something that's reinforcing these belts, but I can still feel them a little bit. So, hey, that's okay. I'm not complaining, So, so we are going to do try and get the EVA Hotend on tonight. And at the same time, I'm just having a moment here. Oh, right here. We're going to try and get the EVA Hotend on tonight. And at the same time, get the belts hooked up and tensioned, and that way we can get that kind of all taken care of. And then I'm going to be probably through the week and so forth, going to be maybe doing the odd little thing here and there, kind of to speed up the assembly of this guy, because I want to get this thing printed sooner than later. So who else is here? Nobody else has popped in. You like the new setup? Thank you so much. It's I wallpapered. I got my little studio sign up finally right here. And I wallpapered, if you want to call it that. I printed myself some wall vinyl, some brick wall vinyl, because I didn't like the inconsistent look in the background. So, but this gives me a lot more freedom, a little cleaner background, and makes things look a little bit tidier. So, yeah. Now I just got to work on some better cameras, but that's down the road. Down the road, when I have some funds, I will be upgrading my main camera. I'd love a camera, my main camera, that I can actually remotely zoom in and out on. So, but anyways, that said, while I was looking at the EVA parts, I have most of them printed, and I've actually reprinted a couple parts because I made I received in a couple products. So we're going to be putting on this printer. I have decided we're going to be putting on the Rapido. I have a Rapido ultra high flow Hotend here, which a Phaetus Rapido ultra high flow Hotend. And we have, why is there, my mouse was going all crazy. Hey, Sergio, hello, hello. And Louis G, hey. And then we also have the Phaetus Apis extruder. And I didn't, you know what, David? It's funny because I got this extruder in, and I didn't realize till after I watched your videos after that you have this extruder on, I believe, both of your RatRigs. So we have the Apis extruder in here, which is a pretty cool looking extruder. Let me see if I can get this camera on here. I like the gear ratio on this. It's a very cool looking thing, this one. If I can get this on here. So there we go. So there's the Apis. It's got the little motor on here. We got the big ratio gear on here, direct drive extruder. So I have downloaded and printed the parts. Hopefully I've downloaded and printed the proper parts for the, oh, you have 4 of them, 2 spares. Oh, of course you would, David. And then in here we have the Rapido ultra high flow. So the ultra high flow is basically, the difference is the nozzle. So the ultra high flow nozzle has a removable, like a big block on the end, which is going to bring more heat into melting the filament faster. But that does actually, you can actually unscrew that and take that off if you choose. So they've given you sort of a volcano-ish type nozzle, and then you put that other block on there, which is going to conduct more heat to the tip of your nozzle. So, and then you of course have your that's a 0.6 nozzle. Then you have your standard nozzle that would go on this, which would just keep it as a high flow. And that's a 0.4 standard nozzle on that. So that's what we are going to put on the RatRig. So I reprinted a couple things because I was initially going to be putting the Mosquito back on the RatRig, but I may save the Mosquito and I might put the Mosquito on the Trident when I rebuild it. We'll see. I have too many things and too many options, right? So we had the Mosquito mount printed, which is still good if I want to switch it up. And then I've also printed the, oh man, I got a fly in here. I do not want to fly in here. Ugh. Anyways, we also printed the Rapido mount for it. And then we proceeded to print a couple of the newer pieces that were up there listed for the Apis extruder. So there we go. Hello people. Hello Nuno and V-Rich 3733. Is here, and Louis G. Oh, I'm probably saying hi to everybody twice, but hey, what the heck? You're all here. So I just finished printing some more parts for this. Let me open this up. I had found a couple more parts to print for the Apis. Mind you, I don't know if I needed all these parts, but I found these on printables, on David Wilson's printables. He had provided these on a printables. So we have an interesting looking fan duct here. Now the original one I have is for these dual 5015 blowers. As the original one I had here. Let me show you guys here what we're dealing with here. So the original one I had printed was for dual 5015 blowers. So this was going to be the cooling on this. So this cooling goes into, boom, something similar to this. You have your fan duct and you blah, blah, blah. And so then I found this one on David's printable site. And this one, it looks like it's going to take a single fan and it's going to basically come down and do, very similar thing. So, but we'll see. I can probably use either one. This piece goes in between, by the way. So I can probably use either one of those. But so these were all printed in Polymaker Galaxy ABS. This is called dark gray. So I'm just a combination of black, gold, gray, and brown. And then just a couple more pieces here that have just come off of the thing. And then I'm printing these on the new bamboo high temperature plate I got. So these are a few of the new pieces we're printing. This thing prints these ABS pieces beautifully since I enclosed this printer. So yes, they're gorgeous parts. So we'll put this back in here. Let's get this back in the printer. Pop the light off on there. I don't need that light on anymore. What do we got going on here? Break out the fly. Well, there's that little. Why is it they tend to come towards people? Like there's a lot of stuff he could do in here. He has to come to me. I'm telling you. Okay, so moving on from that. So we've got all the, hopefully we've got all the pieces needed to put this EVA together. I do have to do a couple more heat insets, I believe. Now, I don't know if I needed to reprint this piece. I had already started putting this together when I received the Phaetus parts. Oh, it's warm, sorry. So I'm gonna take a couple things apart here. So let me get the overhead camera going here and show you what I've got done. Just right about there. So I can actually go ahead and disassemble some of this now that I'm going to change a couple parts on it. So we're going to go up on a ladder. So everybody get your 911 fingers ready. Just kidding. So we're just going to pop these off because I've got some a couple different pieces that I'm going to put up here. So I'm going to unscrew these. EVA is very easy to put together, and it's very modular, and it's really cool the way they do this. I cannot see chat from up here. I just realized I didn't open my separate chat window on my big screen. So we're just going to pull these off and hopefully get the hot end assembled and the belts run tonight. So that's kind of my goal for this stream, is to get that part done, and then we can start working on getting wiring and everything kind of going as far as that goes. Let me go ahead and open a chat window on the big screen so I can see what you guys are tasking, just in case you decide you want to ask questions. Let me pop out chat here. And let me move you over to the big screen. Make you a little bit bigger. There we go. Now I can see the chat when I'm up on the ladder. On the ladder of doom. How is the P1P with ARC working? There we go. See, I didn't see that. David, it's working phenomenal. I took off the back. I told you, and I mentioned on one of my streams, that I was having issues with overheating motors. So I took off the very back top panel, that little piece on the very top back, and it's working fine now. Took that off. I started using the high temperature smooth plate from Bamboo. I'm not using glue stick like they recommend. I'm actually using nanopolymer adhesive on it, and it's been working beautiful. The parts are coming out great. ABS is printing great, and my motors are not overheating. They're getting hot. They're still getting hot. There's no question about that. I may still put some heat sinks on them, but they are definitely not overheating. So, okay. So we got this part out. So let me go ahead and switch back over to here. Okay. So we've got a few different options here, and that's the beauty of this EVA system, is that you can configure this thing so many different ways. So I don't know if there was a difference between this piece and this piece, but it looks like I do need to put a couple heat insets in here, because I am going to switch it out to this gold one. Now, I just downloaded all the ones that were on Mr. Wilson's printable site, but I love the gold color. The gold and the black, and even the gold and the brown, go so nice together. So yeah, so okay, so we're going to grab real quick here my soldering iron. Just because I only have a few to do, so I'm not going to bother with the whole heat press that's sitting up over here right now. We're just going to quickly throw a few heat insets in here. Did I plug that cord in? I did. Here we go. Grab my extension cord here, and soldering iron on. Let's let that heat up. Oh, it's hot in here. Oh. And these are LED lights, the studio lights. They don't give off heat. Can you imagine if my lights were giving off heat right now? Whew. But I have my beverage, so that's good. So we've got a little bit of a little more robust cable management thing here. That's going to go on this one versus this one. So it's a little bit more standy-uppy, I suppose, if you want to call it. So we're going to use this gold piece, and we're going to use this one, which is where the hot end insert then is just going to go in like this. So let's go ahead and get some heat insets going here. Okay, where are my brass heat inserts? Right here. So how has everybody's week been? I assume everybody has had a terrific week. So these go in the back side, 3 of them, and these are where they're going to hold those little rail guides on. So let's get 3 of these ready here. I think this is all that I have to do with heat insets. I've put heat insets in everything else that needed them, just because For those of you that do heat insets here, you guys want to watch this. You want to see, in case I burn myself, right? Let's witness the let's witness the torture here, just in case I like hit my thumb with a hot soldering iron or something. So we're gonna go straight in. I like to use a cooler iron than hot, and they take a little longer to put in, but they don't melt the plastic as fast. And I find if the iron is too hot, the plastic bulges up around the top of the heat inset, and then I end up having to cut it off. So a cooler iron, in my opinion, is better than a stupid hot one where they'll just go in really fast. And plus, I think you have a little bit more control over the depth of your insets. There we go. So those are all nicely put in. And you see, we did get a little bit of bulging on the other side, but that's okay because I can cut that off. So I'm going to pop this iron off, unplug it, safety first. Love the new setup and look. Oh, thank you so much, Stephen. I appreciate that. Week's been fine. Just got back from shooting archery. Oh, nice. Don't you have a contraption for that operation? I do, Jose, have a contraption. It's sitting right up. It's sitting on the shelf right there. Right there. But I only had to do 3. And I've gotten so used to doing these things by hand as well. If I had to do a whole bunch, like when I did all these other ones today, I had that out and I was using it. But for just doing these 3 quick ones, not a big deal. So I'm just going to, just to remove the plastic on the other side, I like to throw the screw in, make sure I push any excess plastic through. Actually, first what I'll do here is I'll just grab my knife and I'm just going to cut off the excess plastic that melted through. There we go. And make sure if you're going to cut off excess plastic when you put a heat inset in, let it cool down very well first, because I got a little impatient on one and I went to cut some excess plastic off and it actually moved the heat inset. So just let it cool down completely before you try and cut any plastic off. But there we go. So here's how this thing looks. So we have our heat insets on the back and we're clear on the front. So now I can go ahead and take this other piece here, which goes in just like so. I believe that's the right way to go in the front like this. And then I can put those 3. I'm just going to pop out these 3 M3. I believe there's 6 or 8s in here. And we're going to use this to attach these. I do have a tool for heat insets. And I use it. Well, you heard me. I just answered that. Yeah. Hey, hello, Richard. My good friend Richard from the First Layer. How are you? Good stream today, Richard. Good head start on getting your 2.4 300 millimeter disassembled. No disassemble, Stephanie. Sorry, every time I say disassembled, I think of that movie, so I can't help it. So, whoa. Okay, there we go. Gravity. Oh, crap. Where did that go? Is that it? Nope. That's another one I dropped the other day. Oh, hold on. Look at all this stuff I'm finding down here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I found the one I just dropped. I found the one I dropped, plus I found 3 nuts and a bolt. Gravity is a son of a gun. It's alive and well. Okay, we'll throw this in. I think the gold and gray look nice together. I don't know what it is about me and multicolor. I am using all Polymaker, ABS/ASA. I believe this is all ABS. The gold is Polymaker. What is this gold? This was the Polymaker ABS gold. Prints beautifully, and I'm printing it on generic ABS settings on the bamboo slicer. Another one bites the dust. There we go. So that's how this guy goes together. Okay, so this is going to be like the cable organizer. That kind of goes together on the top, and this is going to go in between the fan and the, you'll see when I assemble it, how this is all going to go together. But Not that you need to if you're not building a RatRig. I had brown ones. On these, I switched to gold ones, but that's okay. So I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm just going to put my parts I don't need kind of aside. Keep them as kind of spares. We're not going to use that one. So we're going to use this one, this one. Now, I don't need the Bondtech, so I'm going to have a spare Bondtech extruder. And this is the plate. Now, this is the part I haven't researched into fully yet. Doop. Why is there, mute. I have to look at the instructions on here. Here we go. So we have, where did I put, I just took it off. Oh, I need some heat insets on this thing. What am I doing? I made a mistake here, guys. I need heat insets on this. Or do I? Hang on a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do need 4 heat insets on this. Silly me. I should have brought the heat inset press out. But that's okay. This iron is still pretty hot. So let's grab that. I need to put 4 heat insets in this. This is the piece that is going to go directly onto the linear rail. And I need to insert 4 heat insets in this. And then we attach it to the linear rail with these outer 4. And then on this end, it is for putting the, there we go, the bed leveling probe, whatever I'm going to use. Or sorry, no, that's the X end stop switch. Yeah, X end stop switch. So, okay. Oh, it's hot in here. Bag of chips. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's get these 4 in here real quick. Then I can put it away. I forgot I reprinted this piece. I have a habit of reprinting pieces, and not that I have to reprint them, but I just do because I changed my mind on how I want the color scheme to look for it. But that's okay. You guys all know about me and changing my mind on color scheme. So, okay, so let's go ahead and put this in here. You guys can watch this too while I do this. And yes, I do have a heat inset press thing. If anybody asks again, I just usually only bring it out when I'm doing a lot. And I was only supposed to do 4. I forgot about these ones, and there's only 4 more. So, doom, doom, doom. And I don't really like the iron I have on that press. I've got to switch it back out for this one. The iron I have on that other press does not have a really accurate temperature control, and it tends to get too hot. So I'm going to switch it back out for this one. And I'll probably just use it from now on for everything. But yeah. Okay. And these heat insets here are for where the extruder mount's going to mount to. Okay, come on. Let's get on there. And let's get in there. There we go. One more here. And that should be good. There we are. That should, well, before I unplug that, let me just make sure that I did not miss any heat insets on any of these parts. This part, I didn't miss one. So this part should be good. We're not using this as the extruder mount. This is the mount for the APIS. I don't need heat insets on these. I don't need heat insets on the belt clamps. This is the probe mount for the probe I'm going to be using, which is not here yet. There's an alternative probe mount right here. You're just pulling my leg. I know you are. I'll need some for the APIS mount. Yes, I do have the APIS mount is right here, Dave. And I put those heat insets in already. Yeah, so those are already in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back up on a really high and dangerous step stool. I gotta move this hot iron somewhere so it doesn't, right here. How about right there? There we go, stay. So we don't cause a fire or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead up top. Let's go back up top, and we are going to, can I actually, let's move this over. There we go. I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, do not wear slippers on the step stool because they tend to slip. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and quickly remove this one. Well, this one would probably work the same, but hey, I'm going to switch to the gray one. That's because I want EVA is going to basically be gray and gold with a little bit of black in it. And the funny thing is, you're not going to see half of this stuff anyways once the extruder's all on and everything. So, but what the heck? What the heck? I'm going to use. I'm thinking I'm going to use. I'm going to try because he's sending. Well, he was supposed to send it to me, but it's not here. But the ABL, Easy ABL, to see how it works from TH3D. But he's sending me one, but it hasn't arrived yet, and he supposedly sent it quite a while ago. So we'll see if it in fact shows up. Okay, there's an issue. This one bolt seems to be a little bit, that bolt has a bigger head on it than the rest of these other bolts. So I'm going to switch it with you. Let's switch it with you. Here we go. Okay, yeah, that's better. So this is going to go, this is screwing into the linear rail, or into the linear rail mount. What's that? The Easy ABL. It's basically a probe that is made and sold by TH3D. Tim at TH3D. But I haven't received it yet, so it just depends. That's the nice thing is I can decide on a probe a little later on. So if it doesn't show up on time, I will probably, and inevitably, I'm going to end up using the beacon probe on this. But I do want to use the Easy ABL to see how it works. But then I do have a beacon probe, and I think this is a perfect candidate printer for the beacon, because this is a 500 by 500 millimeter bed, and it's slow as molasses to probe this with the BL Touch. But I think with the beacon probe, it would be a sweet. Okay, so with this in place, I'm going to now bring up, so this guy is going to go on front like so, and then on the back we need so this is going on the back, this is going on the front like so. Oh, those screws are a little too long. Okay, so that's not sitting flat, so that's an issue. I got to change some screws in here. These are sitting in here. This piece must be a little bit thinner. So what's happening here, as you see on this piece, these screws here are sticking out, and they are sticking out beyond that surface, and that surface has to sit flat up there. So I need to switch these out for a little bit shorter screw. Isn't that bad anymore with camp? I don't know. I haven't used camp. Non-contact. I have not used camp. So yeah, it doesn't hit the bed. I want a probe that doesn't have to touch the bed, basically. I think that especially if you're using a textured bed with an BL Touch, for instance, a textured bed, the BL Touch probe could theoretically touch down between high and low spots on the bed. I mean, maybe it's not going to be that huge an issue, but it could happen to give you a little bit of a, a little bit of an inaccurate reading. Do I have anything shorter than 8s? I have some 6 button heads here. These might work. Those were 8s I had on there. So I'm just going to throw some button head 6s on here if I can find my other wrench, which is right here. Let's see if these are going to be... Yeah, I know this is not meant for a button head, but we're going to cheat. No. So that won't reach through because I don't have any 6mm cap heads, or do I? Hang on, there's one 6mm cap head. Oh man, it is too hot down here. I'm gonna have to break out a fan. Okay, let's see if this will. That's better. Yeah, so this needs 6mm cap heads. I don't know, man. Why don't I have any 6mm cap heads here, guys? Okay, well, 8mm button heads will do for now till I can find some cap heads. Always a way to do things. Oh, that'll work fine. These button heads will work fine. It's just there's a countersink in there for cap heads, but fortunately the button heads kind of grip on the outside of where that counter should be. So yeah, those button heads will be fine. So basically I use one cap head on the top and 2 button heads on the bottom. That's not going to interfere with anything, but the nice thing is that they're not sticking out nearly as far there like they were before. So we can go ahead and come on up here now and get these things back on. Doop, doop. Here I am. Hi. I could leave it off for now. I know I could leave it off for now, David. But, you know, I like to see what it's going to look like. Yeah. Okay, so just like on this one, I've got button heads for the top, and I ran out, so I'm putting cap heads on the bottom. So button head there. Where's my other button head? My other button head is right here. I like this. It's nice and beefy compared to the other one I had on. Okay, so we'll get these going up here. And then down on the bottom below this, let's see if I can get that other camera on the angle of the bottom, because underneath this, I got to then put the fan duct in. There we go. So I'm not going to snug these quite yet. There we go. Now I got to decide, I'm just going to use the dual blower on this one. So this guy right here. So this kind of goes in just in between these 2 pieces on the bottom here. You can kind of see what I'm doing there. So this is where I'm using the cap heads, or button heads. I get so confused. Flathead, button head, cap heads. Come on, get in the hole. There's that one. Thinking of redoing the cable mount and add a filament sensor. I don't, filament sensors, I'm not necessarily, not that I'm not a fan of filament sensors, but I think this printer maybe. I think certain printers, filament sensors are not necessarily necessary, because and this is just me thinking out loud, but your slicer gives you a relatively accurate. This is nice and solid now. There we go. Your slicer gives you a relatively accurate guesstimate as to how much filament you're going to use for any given model. I can pretty much look at a spool and say, yeah, I think I have about 300 grams on there, based on a 1,000-gram full spool. So have I ever run out of filament before? Yeah. With a filament sensor, yeah. Has it worked? No, because the bed cools off. So it wasn't obviously set up properly. There we go. So that's good. So we have that part done. Whoa, dude. Okay. But everybody, you're gonna have different opinions on filament sensors. What kind of big prints have I done with my RatRig? Not a lot, to be honest, to date, but I do have a couple projects in the pipeline that I need the RatRig for. I'll show you one in the RatRig, which took up almost the entire bed. Let's see if I can find this. It should be in my favorites, because it's a really cool print. Where's my albums? Where's my favorites? Right there. And it's right here. So here's a big print. Now, that is a 12-inch ruler that you'll see there. So there's the biggest print I did on the RatRig. It was about 15 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and you're looking probably 8 or 9 inches tall. That's a building that was just recently finished construction here in Calgary called the Calgary Cancer Center. And that was a massive model. That took up almost the entire build plate on the RatRig. And I have a video of that thing running somewhere on the RatRig right here. So here is a video of that running on the RatRig. So you see it took up a good portion of the build plate there. So that's back when the RatRig was running. So yeah. So, and I have a few requests for models that are very big that I'd like to do. I can do multiple pieces on other printers, but I'd rather do it in single piece on the RatRig for the requests that I've got coming up right now. So, okay, let me find these instructions here now. Where I'm looking at David's instructions. So David, they better be good. No, it's all good. Your instructions are always good. Okay, so we have so you did an XG hot end on this one, and I'm doing the Rapido hot end, so that's okay. It's all the same, and I'm going to do a different fan than you are, a different fan setup. And there's your probe mount. I just need to, okay, so here is the APIS plate. I just need to see exactly how the APIS plate mounts on here. Now, let's see what you've done here. Boom, boom. I don't see what those two black pieces are. Did I miss printing some pieces? I hope not. We have a fast printer behind us if I did. Okay. Okay, so your APIS plate goes straight up on top. Where does it? Okay, so we have that. We have these pieces. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the probe mount right now. Okay, now there's a piece there I don't recognize. Okay, so we're going to see. So the APIS plate, use 6 partial white PLA spools. Use them up on the bamboo. Yeah, there you go. Socket head cap screw, button head cap screw. So socket versus button. So what was I calling it? I don't know what I was calling it, but that's okay. The RatRig with Rapido UHF and 1.8 nozzle printing huge parts would be awesome to see. Hey, we'll work on that. I have a Bondtech CHT 1.8 nozzle. Which I think would probably, yeah, I could fit that on the, I'd have to have a little different one for the ultra high flow, but I can still fit it on the Rapido because it is the standard M6 nozzle. Yeah, so I can put the Bondtech CHT 1.8 on this hot end. That would be cool. Okay, so there's a piece on there I do not recognize, but it doesn't look like it's a printed piece. Maybe it's part of the, maybe it is part of the APIS. Let me open the APIS parts and see. I haven't opened this other little package. So here, let's see what comes with the APIS in the package. So there's a little black part in the instructions. So what I'm looking at right here, guys, just so you can see, I'm looking at this part that goes onto the APIS mount right there, that black part. Doesn't look like it's printed. And that part is also referenced up here, right there, these right here. And I don't know if they're printed parts or not, but we're going to find out. There we are, right here. Let's see what David has to say. He's going to say, yeah, you should have printed those for the nozzle. The APIS has a printed part. Yes. Okay, get APIS out. Not quite sure what you're saying there, but we'll figure it out. But let's go ahead and open this box, see what's in here. So obviously those are parts that I had to print, which is fine. I got a very fast printer in behind me to print a couple little parts, no problem. So let's So that's all that's in the APIS. So those must have been 2 little printed parts. Let's see. Yeah, that's all that's in here. Oh, look at the APIS itself. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, right there. Oh, this piece here. Okay, so I'm just, okay. Okay, so that's so these are right on the APIS already. Okay, because, oh, you got the black one probably. I got the blue one. Okay, I see where we're going. Okay. Those 2 pieces. Let's just see. Okay, I see what we're doing. Yes, I see what we're doing, David. So we take these 2 side screws out. Actually, there's 4 side screws. This one. This one. There's a 3rd one in there. Okay. The fast printer is the Voron, right? The Vorons are fast. The bamboo is fast, and this RatRig can be fast. There's that side screw, and then this one. Don't want this to fall apart in my hand, which I don't think it will. I think this is just the mount that's coming off. Okay. There we go. So that's, oh, there's one more screw, I believe, holding that piece in. Let's just make sure. So that's the 4 that are holding the front part in, and that's the 2 that are holding the back part in. Okay. So this one's got to, oh, that's, okay, yours is black, this is blue, that's why. This piece is blue. So that's this piece that's going to go on here. So this is the piece that I was looking at on your drawing right there. Okay. And then the other piece is this black one, which is, what else is holding that in? That must be this one larger screw right here. Must be this larger screw, because this black piece has to come out, I believe, because it's going to screw in from the other side into where the filament goes in. Okay. You have to mount that first, then can add the APIS. Yeah, I got to mount this part right here first. Yes. So, and then the APIS is going to mount on to this like so. But I have to get this piece out. So let's mount this piece first. So let's go ahead and mount this. This should be, let's see what size I'm going to need for these. I'll probably need 8s or 6s. Let's just see which ones are going to fit. So, yeah, that might be a bit long, but I think these are going to be fine because I don't have 6s, so we have to use 8s to get away with it. Took you a long time to figure out how to mount it. Well, I'm glad you figured it out. I'm glad you figured it out, David. So let's see. So we got to go on top here. So the 4 holes are coming towards the front. So we're going to need 1, 2, 4, 5 of these to hold this in. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so based on the drawing, this guy comes up here like so. 1, 2, okay, those 4 are for the other mount. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the front 2. So really, theoretically, it looks like we could put it in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them to mount it in. If I stop dropping them on the floor. Oh, come on. Okay, so here's 1. Is that going in? That is going in. I'm not going to tighten them all yet till I get them all started. me get this one. Okay. And and these 10 for the draw. Yeah. Take whatever, take the number of bolts you need and add 20% for the drops. Okay, I need to get another, I'm going to need another 4. I only need 3 more, but you know, I'm going to grab 4. Yeah, because I know me. And then we're going to need this little piece, which is going to take, these are going to need to be a little longer. Oh no, those are going to, yeah, I think I'm going to use 10s for these. Do I have 10s? I do. I have 2 10s here. Or are these going to need to be flat? No, these will be fine with button heads. Okay, so I'm going to put that piece aside for now. Those are the 10s we got for that. We'll get this other one going here. Let's get these going in here. I don't know why I'm not using my electric. I should, but hey, I've already got these all in. Okay. Now, do I need to run a piece of PTFE? Oh, the PTFE can run up there. Okay. It can run up from the bottom when I put the hot end in. And then we have these 2 front ones. Yeah, I need to get one of those magnetic brooms. I got to go to Princess Auto here one day. It's a place that has everything under the sun, and I got to get one of those, or else check it out on Amazon or something. Okay. Well, I'll tell you something. This plate is not going anywhere. 7 screws holding it in. And then there's our filament path right here. So now, let's use a couple of these 10 millimeters. Now make sure I get this block on the right way, although there's holes on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's holes on both sides. So this can go on either way. Okay. I really appreciate guys like you, David, who figure all this stuff out. I'm okay with following instructions, but if I had to go ahead and design a hot end mount for this APIS on my own, I think I would struggle with that. Okay, there's that. Okay, so we have that part done. You love their store brand. Yeah, they're great. They're great. Okay, so now we need to, let me look further down the instructions here. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I'm looking at right here. So we've got that mounted to this point right here. I haven't put a PTFE in yet. I don't know what length I'm going to need, but I'll figure that out. I guess I should put a PTFE, and then we're going to put, we got to mount that second black piece that's going under here because it screws in from underneath. So that's got to come out. And I'm going to assume that's going to come out because earlier on in the instructions, right up here, it shows it as coming out of the, yeah. So that's coming out right there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go, we're at this point. Now we want to get it to this point. Okay. So I've got the side screws out on this big one over here. The third one out here, it wiggles a bit, but there's one more screw holding it in, which I believe is this big one right here. I don't want to take anything out I'm not supposed to, but hey, anything broken can be fixed. You found the design, but you couldn't figure out how it worked. Ah, okay. But you inevitably did figure it out. Okay, is this the one that I need to take out? I hope so. Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. That was kind of snugging that in. Ah, that just sort of tightens the whole thing together. Okay, so basically what I've done here is removed this little filament guide piece here. So this, if you look in underneath where the little teeth are, this is the thing that kind of guides the filament in right there. And this guy sits in just up in like, make sure I put it back in the right way. This way. Yeah, that goes back in. When I put it back in, or does that go in the other way? See, the thing is, when you take something apart, make sure you know how to put it back together. I think that's the right way. I want to make sure. Yeah, that was the right way. So this is going to go this way. So this goes to the front. So my 2 heat inset screws are going to be towards me. Okay. So we need 4 bolts to hold this thing down. And I think we can get away with 10s. Let's see if I can get away with 8s. Yeah, I just thought that, David. I got to remember which way it goes. But really, the holes will only line up one way. So if I have this backwards this way, those holes are not going to line up on the side. And it actually doesn't even go in easily. Whereas if I put it this way, all my holes line up and the filament path lines up. So yeah, so that is the front. So it goes on. So this is the front, this is the back. So the front has the bigger slope thing, whatever. That's my out loud thinking way of thinking. The slope thing. We all have our own things we do, right? Okay, so this is going in. Is this going to be long enough? Is that even going to fit an M3? That is going to fit an M3. Or is it? Hang on. It's got to be an M3. Why is that not going through so easy? Okay, we're good that way. Oh, it's the head of the... Okay, I may need button heads for this. This may require button heads. Let's see. Oh, it's got to be longer. Oh, I need longer. Okay, I just couldn't see down in there. So they got to be definitely be longer than 8 millimeters. So I think we're looking 12s. 10, 10. We might even be looking 12 millimeters for these. Let's have a look and see. Oh, they may be in my package. Oh, they probably are. That's not the package. Oh, there's the package there. M3 button heads. Yeah, I think they are in the package. But there we go. 12 millimeters. M312s are fine. So we're going to put 4 M312s on here. So let's go up to the top again. This guy's going to sit right up there. The filament thing is going to go in the hole. Now I don't know what length PTFE I'm going to need in there. So I'm going to button that down. I can put the PTFE in through the bottom once I determine the proper length. So let's go ahead and secure this. Okay. Gravity. Yeah, I'm adding the PTFE after. And that's good. Yeah, the 12s are perfect length for this. Okay, perfect. Okay, I want to give you guys a better view of this. The top view is okay, but it's kind of a boring view. Don't unplug camera. Do not unplug. Okay. See if I can do the same as I did last week here. That's why I have these cameras, because that way I can give you guys better views. There's no sense in having them and not using them. Okay, come on. Don't be such a camera Karen. There we go. Okay, let's move that over. Is that going to work? How did I balance you up there last week? I balanced you up here last week just fine. Huh. Come on. How did I do that last week? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Tim's Gonna Wreck His Camera show. I had you balanced last week somehow on the corner of this printer. Huh. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do then? If you're going to be that stubborn, not that I need to, but I like to give you guys a good view. So it's always nice when you can see what I'm doing. But actually, hold on. Maybe this is going to be fine just like this. Yeah, that'll be fine just like that. Okay, good. We're not going to worry too much. So we're going to take these screws we took out of the APIS. We're going to bring the APIS up, and I believe this was the 2.5 mil or the 2 millimeter driver. Now this guy goes back up here, and it's going to go. This is coming out the back, and this should slide down nicely, just like so. Just like so. So that's going to kind of sit just like this. You can kind of see that there. Okay. Now, this was a short one going in this side. If I line it up correctly. Hang on, come on. There we go. We are not lined up. What's going on? Let's see. Oh, we're off just a hair. Why are you not sitting down fully? Oh. Okay, so we have to switch something up here. For me, these little button head screws that are on top right here, these little button head screws are too tall. So I need to switch these out for cap heads, or for these cap head screws are too tall, or socket head, sorry. Don't want to get in trouble calling them the wrong thing. These are a little too tall. So I've just got to use a button head for these instead. So these are 10 millimeters. So we just need a couple 10 millimeter button heads. Tell me I have 10 millimeter button heads. I do. Okay. So we're just going to switch these out. What did I do to the backdrop in my shop? Which backdrop? I never really had. You used a bigger, thicker that runs slow. Oh. Never really had much of a backdrop. I did quote unquote wallpaper the background. I printed some wall vinyl because I was really didn't want to have bare insulation and stuff and so forth showing through. So I printed some wall vinyl in a brick pattern, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, so with that on, let's see now if this will actually sit down flatter. It should. Oh yeah, much better. There we go. So now that sits a whole lot flatter now because those socket head screws are not in the way. So this should find the thread there, which it did. Okay, that one's in. We had, I believe, was there one coming from this side or was it both from the other side? Because we have 2, 3. Okay, so I believe I've got to turn this. Let's just turn this and hopefully you guys can see what we're looking at. Yeah, on the other side. So we've got another 2 on the other side for the bottom one. And then 2 long ones. And then I got to snug up this top guy here. So we have one that's going to go in here. Okay. Another short one. No, you weren't losing it at H3D. It is a, that was something that I had completed. It was, I think I had it for last weekend, but I actually completed it this week because I actually did more over on this side too. I decided this is my decal wall, sort of. All my decals from different vendors and so forth are going on that side. So now this should be going straight through that. Maybe I shouldn't have tightened those ones quite up yet. Yeah, I think I got to loosen these off just till I get a, oh, come on. We'll just loosen these off a tad so that there's a little bit of play in this so I can get these other screws started properly. There we go. Okay, now there should be a little bit of play in there. Good. So now, there we go. That pushes through better. And are we lined up there? Let's see. There we go. Those push through. Okay, so these ones will screw in. It's going to be a solid mount, David. I can feel that. I can feel it. And you know, let's be truthful. It's a cool looking extruder. I love there we go. I love this guy here, and tighten this one up. And yeah, that is solid, but and look at that. And it's not overly heavy. Not overly heavy at all. Okay, so that's on. So that is the APIS mounted. We'll have to figure out the wiring and all that, and I know that there's going to be some configuration to do with this, but we're a little ways away from getting software done so far. So, okay, I need a drink. It is smoking hot down here. I wonder if I open that window if I could get a breeze in here. Okay, yeah, no, you're not losing it. This is it's kind of all new background. And then I've had this this studio sign right here. I've had this for a long time, but I just managed to hang it. So it doesn't take it doesn't take much space at all. It's here, I'll give you guys a better view of it here. But there it is mounted. Is that even focused? Let's just see. But here it is mounted. So yeah, front to back, I mean, it's not that big at all. It's narrow. And then, you know, there's the integrated motor with it right there. So yeah, it's pretty sweet looking extruder. I like it. And yeah, so there's no motor to go on here now, and it's very, very compact. So yeah, supposedly very good extruder. So we'll find out. But yeah, it's got I forget the gear ratio, but you can see right there the kind of gear ratio it has. It's gonna pull pretty much anything through there. So let me get down off the ladder. There we go. Sorry to scare you there. What's going on? What's loose here? have to get up a ladder to get to the top of the printer. Nuno, when it's on this bench, yeah, like, I mean, there's my shoulder height. I'm 5'10" or so. There's my shoulder height, and I got to reach up here to get to the top of the printer. So ideally, if I'm not streaming, I'd have this on a lower bench to be doing the work on. But yeah, it's a two-step stool right there. Two-step step stool that I get up on in order to reach the top of that. Yeah. Shiny metal. Isn't that nice, Jose? It's like, ooh, shiny. I like that. Okay. So we have got this to this stage, which is awesome. Great instructions, David. Appreciate you're on here. And I believe, and then there's the rest of the sources, and I think we are good to minimize or close these instructions. And that's just me in a frozen screen. Why am I frozen? Why is it frozen on my YouTube screen? Anyways, that's okay. So now we're going to go back over to the EVA. Where's my EVA instructions? Not that. Where is it? No. I had the page opened. I had the rest of the page open for EVA. I can probably figure it out. It's not like it's a big secret. Anyways, one thing I do have to do is I have to grab these M5 bolts out of here that I've got in here. These are the M5 bolts. These are the parts that are going to help tension the belts. We're going to have to cut the belts a little bit. Where's my M5? I have 3 of these things full of hardware and different things. This is my M5 one. Here we are. So I am just going to pull these out of here. I don't know if David made the mount, but he did put the instructions together, so kudos. Come on. So let's push these out. There we go. Yeah, I mean, David goes out, he finds all the designs, he puts an instruction manual together like he did for the vCore 3.2, 3.3, whatever it is, upgrade, puts them together and makes them make sense. And that saves us a lot of time. Oh, I think this was meant for M5. Oh, I printed the ones that were meant for M5 heat insets. Oh, do I have any M5 heat insets? Okay. I just realized that I need M5 heat insets. Do I have any? I think I do. Where's my tools? There we are. Some of these must be M5s. Here, you guys are going to want to see me burn myself, so let's get this camera ready. Let's get this guy ready. There we go. Okay. M4, M5 by 6 by 6. I think these are the ones I need. Let's make sure these are actually M5s, and they are. I prefer heat insets over having to put bolts, nuts in these things. So this whole EVA build that I'm doing now, it's all heat insets. The EVA that I did last time in the original RatRig build had little inlets where you would push your nuts in, or pull your nuts in. That just didn't come out right. No comments on that, please. And where you push and pull your nuts in, and they kept falling. You would lose a nut. And if you get EVA, if you got it, and David could probably agree with this, or he'd probably know. Hey, Thomas, is that you would have it almost all together. You'd go to put a screw in, and you'd hear tick, 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 and your nut would fall out. You'd have to disassemble the whole thing to get back in to put that nut in. Drove me friggin' bananas. So that the design now with the heat insets, love it. So, okay, let's grab. I need to get my heat inset tool for this because, of course, the tools are going to be in the one with the heat insets. So Forgive all the noise, because yeah, it is noisy. So I have an M5 heat inset here somewhere. One of these is an M5 and one of these is an M6. That's the M5. Oh, that's an M4. Okay. So I need to grab my iron, which I hope is cooled off. Yes, it has. And we're going to switch out to the M5 heat inset. They look more professional too. Exactly, Death Cube. Yes. Okay, so this one's got to come off. And we'll put the M5 in here. Here we go. And we'll just do these two by hand. I'm not going to set up this on my press right now. And, oh, where's the end of that plug? Where did it go? There it is. Oh, that wasn't my head. That was the plug. And power it on. Now, these are different. These ones, I have two different kinds of heat insets. I have ones that look like this, where they have like little grippy teeth on both sides. And then I have the M3s that I got with the LDO kits that have that little lip on them. These ones I find a little trickier to put in, because there's not really any way to get them started other than, you know, pure sheer luck. So I'm going to actually move these two cases down. I'm going to sit down to do these because, number one, my back is starting to get a bit sore. Number two, I'll have a steadier hand sitting down. So, you don't believe it. You know it was you. You know it was my head. My head doesn't make a tinning sound like that. Come on. Heat sets are cheap. They're dirt cheap. Yeah, that's hot. Did I tighten that? That's good and tight. That's getting hot. So for these kind, like this, that you don't have a little lip for, I like to put it on the heat inset thing first, and then I like to kind of just line it up. These might be too big, but we're going to see. These might be too big, but if I can get these in, they will work. They're going in. As I say, I like to do this so they go in super slow. Okay, we're started in there. Oh yeah, these might work. These might be just fine. And they're going in very level, very even, and boom. And maybe a little bit more. Boom. Okay, so there's one. So let's just test this real quick. So what's happening here is you're going to have an M5 screw go through here, and it's going to screw into that, and it's basically going to, as long as that, look, I'm not getting a grip on that. Okay, I'm not getting a grip. Oh, it's got plastic inside, that's why. So I'm going to come through this way, and I'm going to push all that plastic. Oh, let me grab my Weras. I'm going to push all that plastic through. I believe it's the yellow one I need for this. Okay, and I'm just going to there we go. And good. I think I got all the plastic out. Let's just make sure we can come straight through. No problem. Yeah, this will still be better than having those bolts in there. So, and there we go. So now I just want to make sure now that that's there, that I can, as long as I can come through here, grip the threads. And yeah, we don't want it too loose anyways. It's actually good that it's got a little bit of tension on it. Yeah, and I'm coming through, because this is basically going to pull the belts. As you tighten this, it's going to be pulling your belts. And so instant belt tensioners, and we'll show you where they go in after. Okay, so there's the one. That's done. So it's that versus putting a, in this one, which had a little hole for the nut to go in. So I prefer the heat inset method. Okay, so next one with a hot iron. We'll put that on there and make sure I get the right side, and we will get this one in here. Same thing. It's a little hotter, so it's going in a little quicker. As long as we go in straight. And there we go. A little bit more. And that should be good. That was a little too hot. It melted. That's the lowest setting on my iron, though. And I can tell it's a tiny bit hot because it bubbles the plastic up around the edges, but otherwise we're okay. We're going to let that cool off a little bit. Let this one cool off a little bit. I'll turn my iron off. Always unplug. Never trust the switches unless you've wired it up yourself. Let this cool off a bit. Okay, and then we will do the same thing. We will force this right through to push all that plastic out. Biscuits for strawberry shortcake done. Woo, look at that. Oh, this is going in easier. It's not as much plastic. There we go. So it just popped that little piece of plastic out through the hole. And we should be good. Yeah, I would, for these type of heat insets that I used, I would have had little larger guide holes. But as long as you get them in as straight as you can, it shouldn't be a problem. The main thing is that I can fit this through here and grab the threads, which we can. There we go. I think it's a longer bolt we need than this guy. So, okay. That's those pieces done. Now I just need to, I just got to find my EVA instructions because I was sure. Let me go ahead and open EVA. Oops, come on. I don't know the exact web address, so I'm just going to Google. I think I'd have a bookmark on. There we go. main.eva.3d. There we are. Okay, so here's where I'm looking right now. This is the EVA, the main EVA page. So what we did is we did the heat inset version of the parts, right? So, and we did the Rapido. So there's the Rapido Hotend print we did, et cetera, et cetera. So now I'm just looking for the, I believe it's under getting started. Yeah, down here is the assembly, sort of how the EVA goes together, and based on the different hot ends, extruders, etc., that you were going to use. So right now we're going to, I want to put on the belts have got to go on before I put the back stuff on, so it'll be a little easier to work with. Or the belts could probably go on afterwards. I'm not sure. Yeah, because there's the belt tensioning systems right there. Let's just see. Yeah, they don't really specify when to put the belts on. I don't think it really matters. Hey, Build It Basement, you made it. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we've got this assembled pretty much up to this part. We haven't got the hot end ending in yet, but that's not a big deal. We can always do that after. But let's go ahead and let's put the belts on because that's going to be a little easier without everything else in the way. So the only thing I'm not 100% sure, and I believe it is in the actual RatRig assembly, which is right here, is bed arm assemblies, the belts. Now they haven't really, I'm just trying to see where the actual belt, right there, X-gantry alignment. Is this where we're putting the belts on, or the belts are already on? Yeah, the belts are already on. Okay, but the belts are pretty easy to do, so they feed through the hot end mount. Finally made it to California. Oh, awesome, good to see you, Zixelter. Awesome. Okay, front belts now. See, David's telling me what to do here, which is fine. Okay, front belts. So let's get back up and work on the front belt. So let's go to the overhead. Overhead. Okay, so what's happening here is we have little belt mounting doomer thingies there that go along with these little belt mounting doomer thingies, and the front belts go on and they get kind of clamped in right there. And it's on the back, which I will show a close-up of after, where the actual tensioning happens on the belts. So let's go ahead and find the front belt mounts. I think these are going to be, I think these are M3. Yeah, I don't want to go in too far in there. M3H should be fine. So we have some M3H right here. Hey, Ballistic. Okay, so these are tricky. Yeah, they are tricky. So what I'm going to do is the front belts, I'm not going to cut the front. So basically what I want for this one's got to come up through here. It's got to come through the mount. So this has to go through here. It's like threading a needle, right? Through here. Then it's got to come back out this slot, which is in here. I'm trying to be careful because these belts give me slivers. Now we got to come out through here. Actually, I might use a zip tie again. That might be easier. See if I can get a better. Oh, if I put my foot up there. Oh, that's so much more comfortable. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I'm gonna. Oh, that zip tie is a bit thick though. Because basically what I got to do is thread the belt through here, then it's going to back out through here, and then it's going to be pulled over here and then tightened onto here. I've got plenty of rear belt, so yeah, I'm fine with this. So let's see. So that's got to come through here. We've got to come back through, and it's very tight in here. And as David said, it's tricky, but it just takes patience. And but I think I might have. Okay, so I need to front belt arrow. You cut an arrow on the front. Oh, yeah, that might be a good idea. That's not a bad idea, David. That's not a bad idea. I'm straddling stools here. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and cut an arrow. See, I like all these little tips that you guys give me. There, we cut a little arrow, a little point on the front of the belt. That might actually help to get it through there a little better. As long as I can get something to grip on, then I can take my little surgeon things. See, I see the tip of it now. Where's my little surgeon tools? If I can get the tip and grab my surgeon tools on the tip. Oh, come on, just to poke through just a little bit more for me. Come on. Don't be shy. Show me just a little more of yourself. Come on. I'm telling you, when you build a printer, I think the most patience testing part of building any printer is running belts. I don't know. People may not agree with me, but hey, I think I got it. I got it. Got it. There we go. Right through like that. And then we are going to flatten the belt down like that. Got it. Awesome. Awesome sauce. So now we need a couple M3 8s. Here we go. Wiring is worse for you than belts, Tom? Is it really? I enjoy the wiring. I don't know. I'm just weird that way. I'm just weird in many ways. So now does this go? Oh, it doesn't matter which way this goes. I don't think. I think it's got to go. Oh, it's got to go with this part towards the front. So that's sort of where the little belt loop comes out. So that part's got to go towards the front. And there goes a screw. Okay, I'm just going to have to turn this a little bit sideways for now. Come on. All 3D printer builds involve a paracutter from Creality. Yes, they do, don't they? They certainly do. Okay, let's get this. Come on. Oh, do I tell me these holes? I don't have to drill these holes out. Did I not leave enough tolerance on these holes? It's a little tight. Okay, I'm just gonna step down. Okay, I just have to grab, here it is, grab my little tool here. And that's a 4.5. I think I need a 3mm. Yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly I'd rather this than have the tolerance too loose, so I don't complain. This is a great little tool to have. It's a little handheld thing that you put your drill bit in, and it's just great for doing a little bit of hole reaming. That just doesn't sound good. There we go. Much better. Just to ream these little guys out. I used to hold the drill bit, and then, you know, you tear your fingers apart only so many times before you actually learn your lesson. Okay, let's get back up here. Now that this will fit in the hole. This way. Okay. Which angle do I want to do this at? Okay. There's one of them. Oops. Incoming message from the missus. And there's the second one. So I'm not worried about tensioning the belt from this point. So I don't care about all that little floppity doodle extra. As we're going to tension the belts from behind. But I'm not going to cut these as short as I normally would. I'm not even going to cut them yet. Okay, there's the one front belt. Woohoo! Okay, let's swing it over. Belt number 2 here. Okay, let's do the same thing that we just learned our lesson from Mr. David. Let's make an arrow with our Creality nippers. There we go. We'll thread through, send the rabbit through behind the log. Whee! Now we got to thread the rabbit through from, we got to come out the other hole. I'm having way too much fun with this, you know that. I hope I don't lose your view here, but I don't know, you guys still get a good view of the little hole when the thing pokes out. Oh man, this is a family-friendly stream, honestly. Okay, I'm not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab my little surgical tool here. I'm going to see if I can get an assist with this guy by going. Oh, I think I'm trying to get in the wrong hole. Okay, hang on. I got to check this text message real quick here. Where's my phone? I can hear it. Oh, it's right here. Bear with me 1 second, folks. Go to feed the dogs at mom's. Ethan's upstairs. Okay, perfect. Okie doke. Back up on the ladder of doom. Everybody having fun yet? That's what she said. I know HVAC. Right, Sergio? Okay, so let's see if I can't feed this in the correct hole this time. There we are. And look, oh, I even stuck it in the hole so far that I can get a grip with my fingers. Oh man, this stream just went south pretty quick. Make sure whole thing after crying for 30 minutes and he doesn't want it. Oh, fun. Too funny. Gotta love kids. Gotta love kids. Okay, now this is going to be left-handed. This is going to be awkward. Not that everything I'm saying isn't awkward. Oh boy, he says. So we're going to put this in this hole. Now we're going to try. Okay, now this one I do want to get relatively, there we go. So now this is the top. Okay, the other screw in my hand I got to put in my mouth. Do not swallow. Okay, so this is going to pull this one. Okay, so I don't have to worry again. We're going to tension these from behind. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, and then here's the bottom one. There we go. Love that gold. Man, that's nice filament. This stream is brought to you by Polymaker. Yes, Polymaker. You're experts in filament. Okay, front belt holders on. Is this kind of creepy, this view? Okay. Okay. So we turn it around. Whoops. Let's see if we can't pull this back. It's got to be careful I don't do too much. There we go. Okay, so on the back, where these belts, those little things I got ready, they go in this hole, and there's another one on this side, and then the bolts go through here and through another bolt on the other side, and the belts will be tensioned. So what happens now, this is where I've got a kind of, actually I should have done, well, theoretically I should have done these first and then tensioned and trimmed the belts on the front, but I think I can get away with this as long as I get enough tension on here, because what happens is a belt's going to feed through these little teethy things here, okay, and then this little teethy thing is going to go in basically like this. Why isn't it going in? Maybe I have it in the upside. Okay, did I not test these for fit? Come on. This isn't funny anymore. That's going to slide in there. And then, no, that's not going to slide in that way. That's going to slide in the other way. Oh, that's going to slide in. Hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute. Belt's going to come in through here. So the belt comes on. The belt locks in through here. This goes in here, and then the bolt goes in the other side, and that pulls the belt tensioned. Okay, so what I need to do is ensure I can always loosen that front belt and tension it some more if need be, but I do not want to have to. So now I just need to play with this. So about there, something feels off here. Oh no, that's right. I just thought I came off the roller. There we go. Trim later, get the back blocks mounted, but not tight. Yeah. Okay, so I do need to, so I could trim off the front, I suppose is what you're saying, David. Do the back blocks leave it really loose, and then just trim, then snug the front. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best bet. Okay, so let's get the back mounted. I think I've got these mixed up. This is going to be this side. So this belt comes like this, and this is going to go in. Okay, I need to think about this for a minute. Are these two the same? Did I not print? Is there a right and a left for these? There is. Let's see. This one's coming in this way. I think. Why did I print two the same? I think I screwed this up. I got to check. I think there was a right and a left for these. They're both the same? Okay. Well, let's get back up there and look. If they're both the same, it's the teeth. Yeah, that's the way I got to put the teeth in. So this belt. Okay, so I can, but this belt's got to come in. This one's going to go in here. Got to make sure the teeth are lined up. Okay, this is not making sense. Okay, well, you know what? Let's start with this side. This side's going to be a little easier to figure out. Because to me, this side makes sense because the teeth, the belt slides in here. So that belt slides in there like so. Okay. And then that slides in the bottom hole. Come on. Like so. Okay. And then we grab. Okay, this just something doesn't seem right here. Hold on. Something does not seem right here. Although I guess we're okay. Because then this bolt is going to go through here. Yeah, okay, I guess this is right. And this is going to feed into here. Okay, so this needs to feed right in. This is what I get for not having any instructions open on this, just for going by memory. So we want this to be in at least until the, so we want this to come in at least until this is in there. And then there's room inside for that to be tensioning on the belt. This bolt might be a bit too long, but I think we're okay. You keep screaming. I'm reading your comments, David. So we got the one in, and on this side, but it's this side that's got me a little confused. Now I'm reading, it can go through the end, never too long, yeah. So this side now, it's the teeth, it's the, it's getting the teeth. I guess it can go, this is the side that has me confused because if I put it on this way, oh, I see. So I can put it on like this. I'm not thinking outside the box. I'm not thinking upside down, but now I am. So this one can come on just like so. That's right. And then this one can go in there like that. Okay. I think we got this okay now, David. Sorry to make you scream. I just need to get another M5 here. Okay. I think we're good now. And this M5 goes in this end, which is going to grip that one to tighten that belt. Now you're laughing. Flip it. Yeah. I wasn't thinking upside down. Like, that's me. That's my bad. I was thinking mirrored. They're not mirrored theoretically. So far, our belts are just a loose bundle of whatever, but we're going to go ahead on the front and we're going to snug them on the front. Now we've left room on the back for tensioning them on the back. There we go. Okay. So now, whoa, we can come around here. We can pull that belt. We can pull that belt. Now we can take these and tension them based on the front here to finger tensioning, and then we can fine-tune tension them on the back. Whew! I'm not thinking fourth dimension, Marty. Ah, good one. Now pull the front belts tight. Yes, but I've got to loosen them off a bit before I can pull them tight. Okay, see, I get there eventually, guys. Sometimes it's frustrating watching me, but I do get there eventually. After some major panicking. Just loosen these off enough so that I can pull the belts. Oh, yeah, sure. You're going to want me to take these right off, aren't you, you little bugger? Unless I can pull this through. Let's just see if I can't. I'm being very cautious around these belts because they give me slivers. Come on. How about now? Oh, man. These are tight. Yeah. There we go. That had to come right off. Now, am I going to be able to pull? There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got this one. Okay, that's relatively tense right now. There we go. I don't want to go too tight. Well, tension them as much as possible on here without over tensioning, but I can always back off the back ones too. So there we go. That's good right there. I'm not trimming these belts till I start printing, I swear. Because with my luck, I'll trim the belts, and for some reason, I'll have to take them off, and they won't be long enough. And they're not cheap to buy 9mm belts 7 meters long. Mind you, these aren't Gates brand, so. Okay. Take one, pull out, and swivel. Now you tell me. All these little tips and tricks. Come on, get over there. Swivel, you bastard. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, so we got good tension there. Okay, let's snug these little buggers up. Come on, come on. There we go. Nice, one side done. I'm assuming everything's still lined up on my rollers. It looks like they are. Okay, let's get the other side going. Take one out, swivel. Okay, we still got to loosen the one. You only need 6 meters. You get them from AliExpress and keep 2 on hand. Oh, do you really? What brand? Do you just get no-name brands or what? Okay, take one out, swivel, swivel, swivel. Oh, look at that, swivel, and pull. Okay, something's out of whack here. Oh no, I think we're okay. We're okay there. Why do you seem to be hitting the rail back there? I got to make sure that these belts didn't come out of their track. I think we're okay. They're just extremely close to the back rail. Extremely close. Okay. This one came off. You got to go up. Okay. You got to go up. You're off track. Come on. Come on. Don't be a difficult belt. Okay, move up. Get up onto your wheel. Oh, there's no belt action for you tonight. There we go. Okay, that one's on track. And I'm just double checking the path, make sure that everything is where it should be. That's good. Top belt there. Top belt there is good. I think we have everything on track. Oh man, I got more slivers. Once you get somewhat tight, you can check the motion. Yeah. Yeah, that one just was way off though, because the belt was in the extrusion. Okay. Let's pivot you back down. Oh, look at that. The loosen and pivot method. Who'd have thunk it? Come on, line up. There you go. Snug you up and we'll check your motion. Check the motion to see if there's any commotion going on in the motion. Okay. Here we go. Of course it's tight because we're under motor. We're under the pressure of 2 motors right now. But it appears we have good motion. This one feels, well, I suppose that's okay. Let me make sure that our extruder motor teeth are lined up on these things and they're not too far off. That one's okay. That one's okay. Okay. We're just double checking all these. This one, it's higher, but it's not rubbing, which is the main thing. I don't want it rubbing. That one's okay. I think we're good. I think we're okay. I like how smooth it moved before the belts were attached, but what was that? Oh no, we're okay. Okay, and I think we don't need to tension them anymore. I think we're okay. If anything, I may loosen the lower belt just a hair, if anything. Yeah, I think I'm going to loosen that lower belt just a hair. There we go. Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay, belts are on. We have a lot of slack up front here, but I'm not cutting that yet. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I could, but you know, realistically, I don't want to cut it too short. What I might do is end up just cutting it and leaving like an inch or two. We'll see. Left tension can rack the carriage. The bell tension can rack the carriage. Oh, definitely. As long as I get good motion there. And again, it's not, definitely not like loose, but it's not overly tight right now. They're pretty good. I think we're okay. I think we're good. So now we can work on putting the hot end in. Oh, man. Speaking of hot end, what time is it? 6:52, almost 7 o'clock already. Move the gantry and check it if it isn't racked. It shouldn't be, I hope. Let's see. Nope. Let's go to the back. No, we're good to the back. No. We're hitting even. Definitely good. Definitely good. Okay, we got to make sure, we got to put an end stop on this side yet, our X end stop. We've got a few things to do, but we'll get the hot end kind of put on. I need to determine, take the carriage all the way to the front and see how close it is on sides, each side. They're good. No, they're good on both sides. They're dead even, basically. It's good. Okay, so I guess I can put the fan portion on this. That is, so this, let's see, is going to go on here like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. So these are our blowers. So we're going to be using the dual blowers on here. So we're going to get lots of cooling. And that kind of just sits on here like that. So I need a screw long enough. I keep thinking this back is open. So I need a screw long enough to go through there and through this one. And I think I need about a 25 millimeter M3 for that. Let's have a look here. There's my M3. It is so much easier, guys, when you're doing stuff like this to have your screws all pre-sorted. Makes life so easy. Okay, let's just see. Overhead. Is this going to be too short? Yeah, that's going to be too short. Come on, get out. Get out. You put the links to 6 millimeter belts, about $30 each. Okay, these are aren't these 9 millimeter belts though? Oh, you're thinking 6 meter lengths. Oh, okay. Not meter. I was thinking 9 millimeter belts. M340 or a 35. I think a 40. Let's see. This has got to go right through to the front. Why is that? There should be a bolt in there. Is there not a bolt? Did I not put a heat sink? Oh, tell me I didn't. I didn't put a heat sink bolt in that one. Why didn't I do that? Silly me. See, you forget things. So, but that's easy. This is an easy fix. I have to take this heat duct off, or the fan blower duct. There's supposed to be a heat inset in it. Barking dog, hidden child. Come on. Here we go. Okay. So this will come off now. There we go. Okay. Hey, 3D Print Joey. Yeah, there's supposed to be a heat inset right in here. Okay. I know. Plug this iron in again. It's just all these opportunities for burns. Oh, we got to put the smaller one back on. Now here, I've turned the soldering iron on, and I'm changing the tip with it turned on. And I'm sure that's not proper safety protocol. Okay, just tighten it up before it gets too hot. There we go, warming up. Yo. Crazy Canadian here. Okay, so we need to put a little heat. You know why? I put it in the wrong one. That's why. I put it in the triple duct. I'm just using a double duct. Double duck. Quack, quack. Come on. 4.5. There we go. Just give myself a little bit of a lip there so I can start that 3 mil heat inset. Come on, get out of there. Now let's just do this the easy way. Start with the heat inset on the hot iron. Then we do this. There we go. Just like so. Are you sure that's the last heat inset you got to put in, Tim? Nope. But heats up fast. Get out from under my feet. No, there's no dog or anything there. It's a piece of paper. Make sure we have a flat surface here. We do. Good. Okay, let's put this back on. These and this. Oh, no. There we go. That's what I like about this EVA too. It's so easy to switch out components. Super easy. If you melt your blower ducts here, you just 2 screws that comes out and you got a new one in. If you want to change the style, add a 3rd fan outlet, whatever. Okay, there we go. Now, I don't think I need nearly as long as I thought, because what was happening is it was going right through. Yeah. No, I only need, oh gosh, not nearly this length. My initial guess of a 25 is probably plenty. Yeah, plenty. Oops. I need a camera switcher, a remote camera switcher, so I can switch while I'm up on my step stool. So we come through the bottom here, into this hole, like so. That's okay, I'll get you started. You can flop as long as you want. There we go. Okay, that's on there, and then there's another just right through here. We can put another screw. Don't even really need a bolt or anything on the end of it, just another screw through that hole. Yeah, I could put a nut on it, I suppose, but... And I think a 25 will fit through this one. Did it go right through? No, it didn't go right through. But that's okay. I'll work on that later. All that does is just hold the top of the fan assembly in up here. So there's our fan assembly all put together. There's our blower fans. Let's see, what else? Yeah, that needs to be about probably a 30 or 30, probably 30 millimeter, and then I could put a little nut on this side to hold it in. But this way I can just pop it right out, and it's not like it's going to vibrate out because it's in there pretty tight. So there we go. That's assembled pretty good so far. Okay, now we can look at the end that is hot. Although we're going to wrap it up in about half an hour. Whew. That's why 3 bolts on the wire support are so short and recessed. Yes, exactly. Didn't enclose VCore 200 because you already have other larger printers, but you're considering maybe an unenclosed 400. Yeah, this is an unenclosed 500. I have the covers to enclose it. I don't have a need right away for an enclosed printer this big. Any of the jobs that I've gotten or that I will get on it in the near future would probably be PLA or PET-G at the absolute worst. So I'm not overly concerned with that so much. Let me just refresh this screen so I see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our Rapido Hotend. We have our Hotend hardware all through here. We have our wires. We don't need to worry about a heater cartridge or thermostat because it is built in to the Rapido. I got the blue one. I think that's because that's all they had in stock. I need to remove these 2 screws, and then underneath this little cover here, there should be 4 screws for screwing it up into the receptive heater Hotend doomer thingamajiggy there. So yeah, you like my technical terms, I'm sure. I believe it's this one I need for this. Let's just make sure. There we go. So this should come off nicely. Try not to lose these tiny screws. You have a 40-28 fan on yours. Run it at 40% tops for PLA unless you're doing speed races. I could do 40 because I did print the, I could switch it out. I did do this one and I could put a 40-28 on it. I did print out this other fan duct, but I don't know. Depending on how it looks, we'll see. That's the beauty of it though, is I can switch it out if I want to try a different fan duct on it. Because I printed this one, which I believe is the same one David uses. So yeah, I got lots of spare parts here. It's great. So we have yet another Hotend top thing that we don't need. Now the screws to screw this into here, I believe, are all included in here. So let's just have a... When you get to be my age, you can only stand on your feet so long before your back starts to give out a little bit. Okay. Stubborn little... There we go. Okay. So let's have a look here. Let's go to this guy. Let's go to this little camera right here. Okay, so here's our little... Let's zoom this out a bit. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, that is zoomed out all the way. Can't get any wider than that. You have a 40-28 on yours and it works well, but they said 40% is equal to 100% normal fan. Yeah. Okay, let's empty this bag out, see what we've got in here without losing all these tiny, tiny little parts like that. What is that? Holy cow, that's a tiny screw. Okay, I know I don't need all these. I believe it's these 4 right here that I'm going to need to mount these in there. So now this guy is going to go in like so. The wires are going to come out to the back, I believe. Yeah, they're going to come out the back or the side. Let me think about this. Which way do I want the wires coming out of the hot end on this? I'm going to go back up over here, and I am going to kind of mock this up. So we're going to come here. This is going to go up in here. So basically what's going to happen is this sits in here. The Rapido sits up in here. So the wires can come out either side. So, but I think we have that way. That's one option. And that is another option off of this side and come up this way where we have some wire clamps. I think I'm going to come out this way right here because we have clamps over here, but we also have clamps. Yeah, because over here is where the XN stop is going to go. So I think I'm going to want these wires to come out this side and come up over here. So that's the way we're going to mount that. There we go. Okay. Right side, front. Yep. Right side. Okay. See, great minds. That's how I kind of get up there and rationalize my silly ideas and thoughts. Oh, wrong camera again. We're back to this one. Okay. I got carpet under my chair and part of it here, and it's kind of a pain in the arse. So I believe that's the wrench we want for these little guys. We want it coming out that side, which is the right. And there are the holes. And I believe, there we are. Is that focused? Is that, oh yeah, that's the right length. Those are the right length screws. These are the exact screws we need for this. Okay, and then we can determine at this point how long of a Bowden tube we need. Okay. And it's these parts that are especially critical. There we go, to run in ABS or ASA, high temperature material, because we are so close to the actual melting zone of the hot end. And you don't want to get any heat creep up and melt your parts. So there we go. That's kind of what this is. That's kind of how this is looking right now. Of course, we have a fan that'll go on the front here. We got to put our nozzle in yet. So we have a choice of nozzles to put in. We can put the ultra high flow nozzle in, or we can put the regular high flow nozzle in. Let's pop off the sock. They do give you an extra sock as well. Let's just pop off the sock and see what's under. So this is that. This is sort of the, so you can see how this has the heater cartridge that wraps around it. Okay, this is like the Revo type style, and this is the style that a lot of the companies are going to now. Number one, you get super fast heating with this. Okay. Thermostat is built into, oh, the thermostat wire just goes way up into the back there. It's one hand nozzle changing, okay, because we have these screws around the top, around this that are going to prevent it from moving. And while we're here, let's just double check, make sure these are all tight, because you just never know. Yep, they're all snug. We don't want to over tighten, but we don't want them to be finger loose either. So there we go. So that's pretty cool. So now this goes back on. Make sure I get this on right. We can show the Rapido at the front, and just like so. And I don't even think you need to actually take the sock off to change nozzles. So here are the two nozzles it came with. Make sure to have the correct one depending on the nozzle you pick. Oh, the correct fan duct for UHF. Okay, didn't know that. Volcano. Yeah, well, the UHF is like a Volcano, but this is the UHF nozzle. Okay, it's like a Volcano nozzle, okay, with this little spacer in here. And this is just to conduct more heat to it. So you have this guy here, and then if you screw this in, actually, yeah, I think the other sock is probably meant for, yeah, I think, or is it? No, these socks are the same. Interesting. Because that's going to rub up against the sock on the nozzle. You'd think the sock will go around the nozzle unless the sock is supposed to go after the nozzle's put on. Maybe. Let me just see. Because there's the ultra high flow nozzle right there. Okay. Right there. Okay, and that's perfect. It only tightens up so far. We'd have to hot tighten that when we get it on, and then the sock would, I guess, yeah, just like so. So that's the ultra high flow. And I wonder if the regular high flow just sits all that much lower. It has its own sockets longer. Let's see. Are these different lengths? Oh, it does too. Okay, you were right. I didn't even realize that the socks are different lengths. I've never dealt with one of these Hotends before, so there's the longer. Oh, there we are. Okay, that's better. So that's the ultra high flow right there where the sock just sits up to there. Thank you for pointing that out, David. Yeah, I didn't realize, I should have realized that, but yeah, okay. So also then that's going to adjust that's going to change the Z offset on that as well, because obviously when you put the other nozzle in, you're going to be a fair bit further away from the bed when you put the standard nozzle in. So it's a 0.4 millimeter standard nozzle and a 0.6 millimeter ultra high flow. So there's the standard nozzle. There we are. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely sitting a good, oh wow. You're sitting a good 5 to 7 millimeters higher off the bed with the standard flow versus the ultra high flow. Require different lower fan duct to be printed. Oh, for the ultra high flow. Okay. So for now, we'll just leave it with the standard nozzle until we figure out the ultra high flow fan duct. Okay, that's fair enough. Which I don't mind doing that. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Okay. Meantime, let me throw these parts back in the bag. It's my first time using a Rapido, okay, let alone the ultra high flow. And I didn't realize that they give you the ultra high flow, lets you go high flow or ultra high flow. So it's good to know. First time for everything, right? There we go. So we'll throw the ultra high flow nozzle in there for now, and then we got to, yeah, you need a lower fan duct, otherwise you're going to be blowing fan on your sock. You're blowing air on your sock. So I'll have to take that off. We'll have to hot tighten that once it's on, etc. So you have to hot tighten these nozzles. I don't know. I think you should. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Or do you? Yeah, no. These nozzles shouldn't need hot tightening for direct drive. Oh, are these PTFE lined? No, they're not. Definitely not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but I think I would hot tighten that anyways. Okay, so now we need to figure out the length of PTFE tube we need in there. Yeah, I'll hot tighten it for sure. Okay, look at that. Rapido right on the front. Oh, I love this new stuff. Okay, now there's holes on the side. Those holes are going to be to hold this in. So those are going to be M8s, M3/8s. So PTFE tube. Let me find a piece and my knife. You're out for the night? Okay, Richard. You have a great night, my friend. We'll talk to you during the week. Hot tighten the heat block. Hot tighten the heat block to what? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, hot tighten the heat block on. Once it's on, hot tighten here. Yes. Yeah, this whole thing will be off while it's heating. We'll hot tighten here and we'll hot tighten the nozzle. We're a little ways from that yet, but we will make sure. I like the fact this sock comes off and on so easy. It's just pop off, pop on. I like that. This is a nice hot end. And then there is our, there's our two plugs. So this is for our heater cartridge, and this is for our thermistor. And they've all got this all nice and shrink wrapped up here for me. So, okay, cool. Okay, so let's get some PTFE tube. I have a piece of that right. Oh, that's reverse Bowden. I don't want reverse. I want standard, which I think is... Is this the piece I'm looking for? Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, I believe. I don't know. I have Bowden tube everywhere. Let me just go see what I can find here. Hang on 1 second. Got to go find myself a piece of Bowden tube. Let's see. That's the stuff there. Yeah, this one was reverse Bowden, and I don't want that. I want standard Bowden. There we go. Okay. Pretty sure this is what I want. It's what I want. It's what I really, really want. It's white. Okay. So this, we're going to go... Okay, that's not... That is definitely not the right size. That is the right stuff, though. That... Hang on a sec. Hang on. That's not going to require much, if anything. But that's this hole needs a bit more clearance in it then. Dang. Okay. So let's pop this off. I should have checked that clearance before I put this on. It's all good. Yeah. That's so true, Richard. Nozzle probe, yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit tight. I believe it's 4 millimeter. Yeah, it's 4 millimeter I want for that. I just got to ream this hole out a little bit. Not 3.5. No, it's 4 millimeter. Here we go. And that's better. It's still a little snug, but oh, it's working. It'll get there. Where are my... There they are. I haven't seen what for RatRig or Vorons. As far as a nozzle probe, the best one for Voron that I've seen is tap. Yeah, I'm going to try the Easy ABL if it comes in on time. And then if not, I'm going to be using the, I'm just going to cut this long. I'm going to be using the, I'll probably eventually switch to the, oh man, you can tell I'm getting tired when I start forgetting names of simple things. It's right here. Where is it? Right here. This guy. Come on, you doofus. The beacon. We got the beacon here. So we may put the beacon on it as a final probe. So length for this, this guy, I can cut a little bit off. This does not go up too high in here. This goes very shallow, actually. Let's see. This end here. Which end didn't I squish? That end. No, I need to get a little bigger piece. Cutting it with teeth doesn't work. It's much easier to cut it with a straight edge knife. There we go. Make sure we're nice and relatively flush. And it's about, come on, find the hole. Right there. So let me mark that. Perfect. That's actually quite short. It doesn't go up there too far at all. Okay, so that just needs to go up. I know you guys are probably saying, why is he doing this the hard way? But whatever works. So we are looking at 7 millimeters. So I want 7 millimeters above this. There we go. 7 millimeters. Let's mark it. Okay. And we will cut straight as an arrow. Yes, I do have a PTFE cutter, but this works good too. Okay. Oh, hang on. Did I miscalculate something here? I did miscalculate. Okay, I did miscalculate. Okay, this is wrong. Okay. Silly me. We'll get this right, I promise. We won't screw it up too badly. 7:25. Almost time to call it lullaby time because, well, no, I have to have dinner. There we go. I didn't allow for the PTFE going into the, that's the right way, the wrong way, and Tim's way, yeah. 46.347 millimeters? No way, David. What question you've been asking? You guys are funny. What are you talking 46.347 millimeters, David? Teza, exactly. That's what with and keep trimming. Oh, that's okay. So let me just get a flat surface here. I've gotten pretty relatively decent at using my knife and getting this nice and flat. So now we got to go in right into the extruder, or right into the hot end. That's about right. There we are. We're bottom out. Now we want 7 millimeters outside of this. We'll get there eventually. 7 millimeters. Look at that. 7.01. Who's going to count? Who's going to care? Ooh, that way works good. Except for the fact that I almost sliced my finger. We almost had blood. So there we go. 7 millimeters is all it needs to go up into that for the extruder to fit down. Okay. And there goes my phone. And something else just fell off that end. But that's okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and... Yep. Okay. That's what you meant. Oh, I see. That's what you meant. Because the way I cut things. Okay. Overhead view. Where's my blue? Oh, is it my blue wrench that just fell? Hang on a second. My blue hex key? No. Oh, it was my caliber box that fell. Where's my blue hex key? It's right in front of me, isn't it? Too funny. Oh, anyways, doesn't matter. I'll use a Wera. It's do I leave it up top? Where's my blue hex key, guys? Bugs me. Okay, we'll just use this. Blood juice, Tim, blood juice. I'm glad I can entertain. Okay, these M38s, those are M310s. There's an M38. I think that's going to be plenty long enough. So this guy comes in here. Come under the belt. And there are 2 holes. So you got to come up into the hole, get in the hole. There we are. Okay. And then I'm bugged about that blue hex key. And then there's holes at the side here that are going to hold the hot end in. 8 millimeters might be too big. Nah. No, I think we're good. Yeah, 8 millimeter works. I just need to grab a few more of them. We are getting close to getting things accomplished that we wanted to get accomplished today. Look at this. Even more so. Did you take it with you when you went looking for the Bowden tube? Oh, I wonder. I wonder. Probably. Knowing me. Okay, on the other side here. The belt's a little bit in the way. It'll show up. It's somewhere down here. It's not like me to lose tools. Ah! Said that with a straight face too, didn't I? Come on. Okay. Okay, so the Rapido's in. That is a very nice, snug, tight fit hot end. Okay, And then we have, which I won't put on right now, but in here somewhere, there's no, anybody want an old extruder motor? I got so many spare parts, guys. Somewhere, I'm just looking for the Hotend fan, but yeah, it doesn't matter. We've made some good progress with what we got done today. Dry run. Yeah. Do a rug. Oh. Look what I just stepped on. It was right under my feet. I didn't even hear it fall. We're going to put them back over where they belong. Put them back over where they belong. I have I'll show you. This is kind of funky. I kind of like this. I bought a bunch of these magnets that look like this. Not those ones right there. So I bought a bunch of these magnets right here, and they have adhesive with them. And so I put one on the end of my bench, and there's where I keep all my main tools that I use right there. Okay. I hang my little Omnifixo board off that magnet. And then I put a couple here to hang more tools. So yeah, but this is kind of a behind the scenes look. So there's a little bench behind, there's my window up above. And yeah, there's the trident that we're going to work on, and there's the bamboo. For now, I put a temporary little light. Look at the light in the bamboo, a nice little strip that just runs off of 2 AA batteries. Boom. And then there is the sticker thing, where all my stickers are going. And then there's all the filament wall behind me, and my studio light. Ah, there we go. Anyways, it's been fun. It's been a good night. I want to thank everybody for being here. We got a fair bit done tonight. I actually got a little bit more done than I thought. I thought I would get EVA built, and then I wasn't sure I'd get the Rapido on, but it's on there, and we're making some progress. So I can't wait to start the electronics. Defeated you, wrench. Yes, it did. Tongue in cheek. You guys are funny. So anyways, thank you guys, everybody. Looks like we still have 31 people looking, and looks like we even got a few likes on this video tonight. So I greatly appreciate you guys all being on, and we will continue this. I may do a few things in between now and next Sunday, because I really do want to get this running. We still have a fair bit of work to do in the back here with the electronics. So yeah, fair bit of work to do, but we're making good progress. We got the belts run, we got the Hotend on, and really, I think it's almost time to start getting some wiring going. So yeah. Okay, everybody. As soon as I find my little exit screen there, I'm going to say good night, and we'll catch you guys all next week. David Wilson, thank you again for all your work on this and all your help and guidance on this. I couldn't do this without you. Oh, I could, but it would be next year by the time I get it all done. So we'll talk to you guys all later. Thank you very much again for being here. We'll see you later. Bye for now.